Welcome, Dolphins fans, haters, and everyone in between to your favorite show discussing the greatest franchise in sports, the Miami Dolphins. This is the PhinsPod. My name is Moose, your host, and while the players were on a bit of a vacation this past bye weekend, I figured, instead of talking about the more serious aspects of Miami's season, the rough start, the recent turnaround, and of course the road ahead, something we will be getting to in future episodes, I figured let's take some time to give love to a few guys who really deserve it. Because back in April, the Dolphins used their top 3 picks to select some high-ceiling guys who most people thought would need time to develop. Well, that development has come a lot sooner than we expected, as we're seeing plenty of impact from the likes of Jaylen Waddle, Jaelan Phillips, and Jevon Holland. Today, we're going to talk about their season so far, what they've shown, and where they can take their game moving forward, which is a scary thought for the rest of the league. Get comfy, and let's dive in. If you've been a listener of the show for a while and you remember our draft coverage, then you probably remember a few things. Firstly, I was a fan of Jaylen Waddle, but I did not believe that he had the ability to be a game changer as a rookie. I worried that, similar to John Ross or Henry Ruggs, he would need time to adjust to the league. My expectations for Waddle was someone who would be making a splash play here and there, but ultimately proved to be less of an impact player than Ja'Marr Chase and Devonta Smith, especially in the rookie year. Coupled with the fact that Miami had given up a future first-round pick in order to jump back into the top 10 to secure Waddle, I wasn't a big fan of the move. My thought process was you could either have stayed at 12, where they were before, saving that extra first-rounder for this upcoming draft, and then selected the best player available at 12, or if you did trade back up to 6, giving up the first rounder, you needed to take someone who was a game changer. That's something I kept harping on. If you're giving up a future first, that means the guy you're taking you think is worth multiple firsts. And to me, those options were really only Kyle Pitts, Penei Sewell, and Micah Parsons. But alas, like I've been many times on this show, I was wrong. Not only did Miami's front office have a much higher grade on Waddle than I thought, ultimately selecting him 6th overall, but very quickly, I was proven wrong. Oh, so wrong. Jaylen Waddle has not only been able to translate the skill set that he showed at Alabama right into the NFL game, but he's leaving his imprint on nearly every single defense and helping this offense tremendously. Aside from Tua, I believe Waddle is the most important factor to this offense's success. Not any lineman, not even Gesicki, who we've seen go absent in games and Miami still be able to pull out wins. Jaylen Waddle is the guy that makes this offense run. Starting with his numbers through just 13 games. 86 receptions, a Miami Dolphins rookie record, and on pace to break the NFL rookie record currently held by Anquan Boldin with 101 catches back in 2001. And not only does his 86 catch mark lead all rookies substantially, but it's currently second in the entire NFL, only behind future Hall of Famer Cooper Kupp. And Waddle has racked up 850 yards, meaning he's averaging about 10 yards a catch, and he's hauled in 4 touchdowns. Like I said, Jaylen Waddle is the engine that makes this offense go. Miami is not using him in the way that he was used when he was back in Tuscaloosa. There, the Crimson Tide utilized his speed to help get him the ball deep. His average yards per reception was way higher than 10 yards, and his role in the offense was a lot more defined. Waddle really wasn't that first read. Yeah, he did occasionally get the wideout screen or catch the quick slant, but generally he wasn't a first read receiver, and Alabama would be waiting for him to get downfield to try to strike on the big play. And in my head, and I think in most people's heads, that's what we expected to see in the NFL, a similar role. But thanks to a poor offensive line, no other receiver who takes attention away, Miami had to ask Waddle to become a different type of player, a more traditional wideout who runs the entire route tree and can do it all for you. And to my relief and immense pleasure, Jaylen Waddle has taken that role and run with it. He's not being asked to be the deep threat, the big play guy. He's being asked to be the reliable chain mover, run crisp and precise routes, be used in motion, in the backfield, and then run underneath for Tua to dump it off. He has taken that role and run with it, which is great to see. The beauty of it, too, is not only does it provide Miami with a consistent option in the passing game, but then you can add on more explosive calls down the line as he gets more and more comfortable and this offense gets better and better. He's already proven that he can make the big play. So the fact we're not seeing it just yet, but he's still being extremely productive is amazing. Because if you told me after we drafted him, oh, you want to know how many 40-plus yard plays you're going to have with him? None. I'd be like, oh, so probably a failed season. Because I wasn't even contemplating the fact that he would be our chain-moving, reliable wide receiver number one. And just wait. Once his chemistry with Tua gets even better, we'll see the two of them link up for those explosive plays, and that is going to change the way that this offense looks and feels. It's going to take a little time, of course, but considering how quickly Waddle has become an NFL star, I don't think it's too far down the line. And if Miami's able to get another consistent receiving option, then we can set Waddle way more loose. Because right now, he's really the only consistent guy, aside from Devontae Parker, who struggles to be healthy. Look, Waddle is a key contributor to the offense. If you've watched the Dolphins this year, you know that. And he's already become one of the most important members of the team at large. And that's exactly the kind of guy you want to select sixth overall. And at this pace, giving up a future first was more than worth it. I stand corrected, and I am happy to. So I was proven wrong on the first of Miami's first round selections, but how's the other guy doing? Arguably just as good, especially of late. Miami was able to get defensive end Jaelan Phillips at pick 18 back in April. And when we did it, I called this a steal, and I think it's shown to be. Coming out of college, the only knock on Phillips was his injury history. Because when he's on the field, he was a monster. The combination of size, power, speed, bend, and just raw athleticism made Jaylen an ideal prospect for NFL pass rusher. In the modern game, with quarterbacks being protected and being able to get the ball out quick, finding those pass rushers who can relentlessly pursue and then finish every play is very difficult. It's why they get paid so much. Their skill set is at a premium. And Miami was blessed to land Phillips where they got him at 18 because of a few reasons. Yeah, the injury concerns, like I mentioned, definitely knocked his draft stock slightly, but just based on the talent, he was worth way higher, definitely a top 10 pick. But there were 5 quarterbacks taken ahead before 18, so that pushed the board down. And when you throw in a rare elite tight end taken 4th overall, a few reaches with, thank you, Oakland or Las Vegas for taking Leatherwood, and then, of course, all these quarterbacks being taken, it's not surprising that a top 10 talent slips down to 18. And similar to Waddle, Phillips has been as advertised. And the best part is he, too, is only getting started. As of right now, Jaylen has accumulated 8.5 sacks. Not only a stellar number for any rookie pass rusher in 16 games, but Phillips has managed that in 13. With 36 combined tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and 16 quarterback hits to boot, he's showing his potential to be a game wrecker at defensive end. Over the last 2 weeks, he has 5 sacks. And it's clear that things are beginning to click for the youngster. He's showing an ability to close on the quarterback, which is rare from the position, so quickly, right when you enter the league. I know we had Deion Jordan and Charles Harris. And again, that number, 8.5 sacks, is second in the league amongst rookies, only behind the likely defensive rookie of the year, Micah Parsons. And just like Jaylen out here breaking records, is also a Dolphins rookie record for sacks with 8.5. Phillips holds that title as sack leader, beating out the previous record of 8 held by Bill Stanfill back in 1969. So it's been a long time for young rookies to come in and try to break that record, and we've had some great pass rushers in our history. So the fact that in the last, 60 years, Jaelan Phillips is breaking that record, that's exciting. And I'm excited to see where things go for him because it's scary that he's only 22. Plenty of time to get bigger, stronger, and faster, and that isn't good news for opposing quarterbacks. Now, he is being used by Miami deliberately, right? He's not seeing the field every single play. Instead, we're using him on passing downs to help narrow his responsibilities. Early on in the season, Miami had him dropping back in coverage, was trying to throw a lot at him, and I think they've learned, no, as a rookie, let's let him develop by doing what he does best, and that is rushing the passer. Look, they know he's a wild puppy, so rather than asking him to do all those things that maybe next year they'll have him do, be a consistent edge setter against the run, dropping back in coverage in some disguises. Just let him loose. Have him rush the passer exclusively. And it's working. Ever since the change in this approach, lessening the roles and responsibilities on Phillips, he's been able to focus on just getting the quarterback, and now he's getting home. With guys like Zach Wilson coming up, Taysom Hill, Ryan Tannehill, and Mac Jones, I have faith that our second first-round pick of 2021 will hit 10 sacks this year. And if you told us back in April that first, Jaylen Waddle would break the NFL rookie record for receptions and prove to be a chain-moving receiver, plus Jaelan Phillips would break Miami's rookie sack record and finish top 10 in sack production league-wide, I think we'd all take that and run. What do you think of our first-round picks? Which of the two is making the bigger impact at this stage? Is it Waddle or Phillips? Or do you feel the crown belongs to the next guy we're going to discuss? One, Jevon Holland. But before we get to his production and amazing performance, a quick word from our sponsor. These days, it can be hard to find and hire the right candidates for your small business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs made it easier to find the people that you want to talk to faster and for free. I know when I'm looking to find new jobs, build my career, or network with others in the field, I turn to LinkedIn. As a potential employer or employee, you can too. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach a network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience and use screening questions to get your role in front of only the most qualified candidates. Then, use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you want to interview and eventually hire. It's why small business rates LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? 40 million. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/PNP. That's linkedin.com/PNP to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. So, after Chris Grier took two high-ceiling prospects, big names having been discussed for months in mock drafts all over the country, we get to the second round. Now, if you go back to this pick, just moments prior, the Dolphins community was divided. A lot of fans wanted the team to go with a running back. Disappointed already that we didn't take Najee Harris at pick 18. The hope was that Miami would nab Javonte Williams with their first second-round pick. And I was not one of those people. If you don't know this, I am a running back hater. And no, I love the position. I mean, my favorite Dolphin of all time is a running back, but I'm talking about value. I'm one of those who have devalued the position only because the league has devalued the position. I do believe that you don't need to have a top-flight running back to have a good run game. That all lies in your offensive line. Look at New England. And knowing ours wasn't in the best of shape, I was honestly hoping for an offensive lineman in the second round. Whether we went with a center or tackle, I didn't care. I figured you could get another running back later, sign a free agent, or just stick with Gaskin and Savon Ahmed as long as the front was fortified. Well, I was right and wrong. The Dolphins also don't value the running back position much, as they didn't take Javonte Williams or any other running back in the draft. The sad part, they don't value the offensive line enough either, because they didn't take a lineman. To my surprise, they were smarter than all of us, as they grabbed someone who very well could become the best player on our team in a very short time. Safety Jevon Holland. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't watch a ton of Pac-12 football. I didn't see a lot of Oregon, so I was not entirely sure the exact type of player that we got. I knew that we had Eric Rowe and still Bobby McCain at the time, and I knew we had recently drafted Brandon Jones too, so based on the needs of the team and how high of a pick this was, I really wasn't sure how to take it. It almost felt like a luxury pick, similar to Noah Igbinoghene in 2020. The fact we took him with Eric Rowe, Bobby McCain, and Brandon Jones still on the roster, I thought it was an indictment on Brandon Jones. Little did I know their mastermind plan of how to run this defense, because I was wrong. Jevon Holland has quickly began showing exactly the caliber he is. He's gotten better and better each week, and the trust the coaching staff, especially and specifically Brian Flores, have shown in him is amazing, considering that he too is just 21 years old. As of now, he's got 51 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, 9 passes defensed, 6 quarterback hits, and 2 sacks. Talk about a jack of all trades. Of the 3 guys we're talking about today, I think Jevon Holland has the highest ceiling. When you combine his physical tools, the speed explosion, solid tackling, his ball hawking ability, because those picks are starting to come. Early on, obviously, he wasn't really sure of himself. You could see that in the way he played, in the amount of big plays our defense was giving up, and just how the defensive staff wasn't putting him out there as often as they are now. And now we're starting to see the turnovers come. Plus, he's extremely intelligent. His mental prowess and high football IQ, you're talking about the potential of having an elite defender on your hands. He's all over the ball, used not only in coverage, something he's beginning to show the ability to make plays in with those interceptions, but Flores is also sending him off the edge. He's getting to the quarterback quickly and leaving his mark. The way that they use Jevon Holland with Brandon Jones in their blitz packages is great and very difficult for defenses or for offenses to handle. That dual threat with Holland, both as a cover safety and then a guy you can bring into the box helping in run support, also shows his overall versatility so far. And when you think about this defense, what it wants to be, versatile, multiple, confusing, and having a free safety, a captain on the back end who knows exactly what to do and is going to be everywhere, that is huge. As long as Jevon stays healthy and as long as Miami continues to put him in the right positions and provide that right coaching, I really think the ceiling for this guy is unknown. I mean, we heard Maurice Jones-Drew was asked leading up to the draft who the best player in the entire class was, and without a beat, he said Jevon Holland. Maybe he knew what he was talking about, but by the middle of next season, Jevon Holland could very well be considered one of the top safeties in the game, if not already, and that's insanity. Minkah Fitzpatrick, who? But look, don't take my word for it. Take Xavier Howard's. X appeared on the Richard Sherman podcast earlier last week, and he was asked about Holland's play. He said, quote, "He's going to be a great safety in this league, bro. He rangy as hell, bro. The crazy part, he reminds me of Eric Berry. I never told him that, but he reminds me of Eric Berry. But I never told him that, though. I think he's going to be special," end quote. That's Xavier Howard's opinion, not mine. But I agree. He's shown all the flashes and possesses all the tools to be a great one. And I love the fact that he's on our squad. And to be fair, when I think about the fact that we got these 3 guys, Holland, Waddle, and Jaelan Phillips, it makes me significantly less frustrated with this front office. It makes me think about giving them another year, because if this was the vision, I want more of it. And lastly, we just want to congratulate linebacker Jerome Baker on his nomination as Walter Payton Man of the Year. It is a great honor, and I love that the league put such an emphasis on giving back. Obviously, you can have your issues, you can be a ninny and point out the horse and pony show that the league tries to be, but the Walter Payton Man of the Year is one of those things which is truly just great all around. So spotlighting guys who really deserve it, and this year, after all Jerome has given the local South Florida community, I'm thrilled to see him get some recognition. Feel free to read up on his initiatives and the impact that he's trying to make in South Florida. It is wonderful to see.
All right, let's go to the AFC. This team was once 1-7.
Yes.
Left for dead.
Yes.
Quarterback.
Yes.
Out. He stinks. Now, not so fast. 5 in a row, 6-7. They're way back in the AFC, but they are still alive. The Miami Football Dolphins.
Yeah, they're on a bye.
With 5 shots and he's still alive.
That's right. Thank you. Bye, and then home for the Jets. They should win that one. They're at New Orleans. They could win that one. At Tennessee is iffy, and they've got the Patriots at home. Chris, what's the toughest place for the Patriots to win in?
Weird stuff happens in Miami, man.
What is the toughest place for the Patriots to play in?
Last
year
20
in
years.
and year out.
South Florida.
I'm saying the Dolphins have a chance. They
got to win at least 3 of those.
I know they got to win 3 of them. I think they win 3 of them, and they're 9-8, and I think they've got a shot. I don't know who they'd have to be straight up against, but I think they've got a shot right now. I'll take them.
Yeah!
That's going to do it for us here today. Thank you guys so much for listening to the PhinsPod. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, as always, to Timothy Ritchie, Brian Guger, and Chris, members of the pod and supporters of the show over on Patreon. Check that out. Links in the description, or head to patreon.com/PhinsPod. Thank you again for the continued support, and please remember to like the video if you enjoyed the show and subscribe just so you never miss a chance to chat about your Miami Dolphins. Remember, the show's available on all platforms: Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, and of course, YouTube. If you are listening on Apple, be sure to subscribe to the show, and please leave a rating. It does help a lot. Continue the conversation with us over on Twitter and Instagram @PhinsPod. I hope you all have an amazing day. Until next time, stay safe. Love y'all.